Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these really pretty petal bows, but whenever I make these and I see people make them freehand, I really love them, but I can't cut in a straight line to save my life, and I really struggle with getting the curves nicely. So I've actually got this tip for people. If you have got, let's just move this out of the way so you can see. If you happen to have one of these kind of dies, and I can link some from AliExpress and some other places in the UK for you. So these kind of pinch like cut dies, and your Big Shot plate and your Big Shot machine. Please do excuse mine, it is a bit of a mess at the moment. I need to use it more often, which is one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. So this is the smaller sizes. And I've got this one, which is, excuse the chaos that is my desk, it's 6 inches by 4 inches, but it ends up making like a little 4 inch by 4 inch flower. So this is the one we're using, and you need your 2 plates, and mine are absolutely battered, but when you get these they are much nicer, much cleaner looking than they currently are here. Just want to get that bit of dirt off. And then to do this we need 2 little bits of fabric, and this is some lovely fabric that was gifted to me by Ella at PB Fabrics in the UK. She's got an amazing range of all types of design, from vanilla ranges through to political and more spicy themes, so do go check her out. But this one works really pretty with the flower like styles, and I've been very much into the florals just recently. So put those between the 2 plates and roll it through your Big Shot like that. And then I'm going to move this off my desk so it's out of the way. And it does waste a teeny little bit of fabric, but I use all of these offcuts for like making my middles and things like that. And I use those for extra bits as well, but it cuts nicely. Look how clean that is. I can't cut that clean myself. You will occasionally get little bits here and you can just sort of cut them loose, but you end up with 2 pieces like this for your layers. You can cut it down a little bit more on your die, but like I said, I cut that bit off to do a middle, and I cut the edge bit off to do the middles as well. So I'll put that to one side for a moment because I want these 2 bits of fabric. And I sew mine, but if you wanted to, you don't have to sew. You could do what I do and get little elastics instead. You could use the little teeny, yes, you could use a little tiny Claire elastics instead, or you can sew, whatever works for you, because it's exactly the same method and exactly the same amount of pinching. But to do these, I do take each piece, and to make it easier for me, and then take that, and it gives a messier look while still being even, because like I said, I still can't cut in a straight line. Like I said, this is why I don't like to do it freehand, because I like the messiness, but I want them to be like professionally messy, not like it looks like a child's cut messy, which for me it looks like a child's cut messy when I do this. So this is the bottom layer, this will be the top layer, and then I have got a little piece about 1 inch wide by there for the centre in a moment, and I'm going to take my needle and thread, which I have threaded double, and then at the bottom I always double knot it off like this. 1, 2, pull that down, take my little embroidery scissors, just cut that little bit off there. And what I'm going to do, just so this lays a little bit nicer in a minute, just going to trim that a little one a little bit flatter. It won't be so noticeable on that one, but that will be on the bottom layer rather than the top. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our pieces and you fold it in half like this, and from above on your centre go down with your needle and then hold it between your fingers so you can see your centre, and we want to go on that first petal, in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and that fourth one should be just before that line for the centre, and then you start for the other side, should be just as that sort of starting, and then up, across and out, and it will be 8 stitches to give you 4 peaks, so 2 for each petal side. And can you see your nice dips there? So you've got 1, 2, 3. That will what will help you make it build nicely and look pretty as it's laid. And we want to do exactly the same for this piece. Line it up, find your centre, hold it between your fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, over, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and make them even so your peaks are sort of the same height in the centre, because again it will help make it lay nice and look pretty. And as you can see here, they gather together in the centre. And like I said, you can pinch them, but like I said, you want to try and do 4 pinches on each side and then put your elastics on to hold them in place. But for me, once they're together like this, I put my needle back through the other side to keep it nicely centered, and then you can take your thread and go really tightly round like this and pull really, really tight, and it will keep it nice and flat for you to be able to sew off in the back like that. And then cut that one off, put that one out of the way for a second, and then we're going to repeat these steps again. I could have edited it so this one was already done for you, but I thought I'd show you in real time how long these take to make. They're quite quick once you've got the hang of it, or if you cut multiple at a time, you could just make a few all at once. I do tend to mass make when I make these. Like I said, cut several out at once and then just sit and make and put them all together. Have a little production line, cut all the pieces, sew all the pieces, add all the clips, add all the centres. And there's that one again, exactly the same principle. Fold it in half, and again, folding it in half will help you give it more tidy, cleanish look to begin with. They still do look messy, but that is the whole principle of this sort of style. But like I said, I want them to be like casually messy, not messy, like intentionally messy. And again, we've got 4 peaks in each side. Cinch them all together, nice and tight. Take my needle back through again. Like so. And then wrap that round, all nice and tight. And then thread off in the back. And we said that this was going to be the messy bottom layer because we knew that we had the little bit that was slightly curved differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thread from underneath right through the centre, and I'm going to go all the way up. Then I'm going to take this layer and we're going to go all the way up. And you'll notice in all of my tutorials I use a John James 4" or 7cm darner needles because they're longer and they're just slightly easier to get your stitches in when you're doing projects like this. So if you ever want a recommendation on needles, that is the main reason why I use those. And then we're going to take the thread and we're going to bring it really nice and tight. We're going to wrap it round at least twice, and again pull it all nice and tight, and just stitch it off in the back. There we go. Cut our excess thread off and then move that out of the way. And then I have this clip here, which is a 2.5 or 60mm alligator clip. You could attach this to a headband, you could attach it to sort of a head wrap, a headband, a clip, anything really. I like them on the little alligator clip. So just a little bit of glue here. Try and pick the size that sort of fits the size of the flower that you make though, so you don't see any when it's on the head. We want that across the middle there. And then with our extra that we have here, I sort of fold it into 3 and then flip it like this, so that's all hidden. We want to put that right on the centre and then bring this side up through the middle. Make sure your petals are out the way and both on the right side. And again, bring it up like this. Make it into a knot. So once you've got it pulled up, you want to take your fingers like this into a knot shape and then pull through. And then what I want to do is keep it centered so it's right in the middle of your petals here, so these little bits either side. And what you want to do is take it and pull it as tight as you possibly can to the clip, and then once you've got it where you want it and it's as tight as possible, you can cut your excess off on your folds. Now if you wanted to, you could add a touch of glue either side. It depends on whether or not you feel it for security, but obviously it's glued to the clip anyway, so even if they do unpull it, they wouldn't be able to completely take the bow apart, the flower apart. But there you go, a super cute flower petal hair clip. Looks so cute as pigtails by themselves. And with the smaller one, this one obviously has the different sizes, which means on something like this you get 4 different sizes. So these are all the ones that I've made from these, and from this all I do is cut 2 of each size, cut them in half and do 2 lots, and then you can make the same, or if you wanted to, you could keep them in the smaller and bigger and sew them exactly the same way and make more like butterfly shapes as well. So like I said, you can either make the smaller sizes, and this die alone gives 2 inch by 2 inch, 2.5 by 2.5, 2 inch and 2.25. So like I said, you can really play around with these styles, and like I said, you can also get bigger versions as well to make